Fortnite's Winterfest event used to be one of the best times to play the game. Logging in every day felt exciting, the map looked like winter, and the free rewards actually felt worth it. But this year, Winterfest just doesn't hit the same. And I'm not the only one who thinks that. All over social media, Reddit, and YouTube, players are saying the exact same thing. This Winterfest feels weak. So today, I wanted to look into why that is, what's changed this year, and why Winterfest is starting to feel like an obligation more than a celebratory event. One of the biggest issues with Winterfest this year is the rewards. Winterfest used to feel almost too generous. You would log in, open presents, and actually get cosmetics that you wanted to use, like skins, emotes, and back blings. However, this year, a lot of the rewards just don't hit the same. A lot less focus has been put on the quality of the items this year, and there's a much larger focus on things like sprays, wraps, and instruments. While being filler cosmetics, they're not necessarily bad. However, players want something memorable out of Winterfest, and this year, there aren't many rewards that feel memorable or scream Winterfest exclusive. When you compare this year's rewards to older Winterfests, it honestly feels like the quality and effort went way down. But the biggest issue isn't even the cosmetics themselves, it's how the rewards work this year. Rewards don't stack anymore. If you don't log in on a specific day, you miss that day's reward completely. And while there's more than 14 days in Winterfest, players that can't log in for most of those days can't obtain everything. Some players have been complaining because certain skins say they've been returned back to Sergeant Winter's sack. That is such a funny thing to say, I'm sorry. Anyways, older Winterfests were way more player friendly. You could miss a few days, log on later, and still collect everything. You didn't even have to log in until the 14th day. As long as you logged on at some point, all the rewards were yours. But now, that's just not a thing. And all of this makes it feel like Winterfest is just a daily obligation. If you miss a day, you're punished. If you're busy with work, school, or family during the holidays, that's just too bad. Instead of being excited to log in, it just creates pressure. And honestly, it feels like this change was made just to boost the daily login numbers, not to make Winterfest better. And that's a huge reason why the event feels worse. A Christmas event dedicated to gaining playtime for the game is just not a good look. Another big reason Winterfest feels weaker this year is its atmosphere. Winterfest only works if the game actually feels like winter. But the problem is that this entire season's theme is very summer-leaning and heavily inspired by California and Western America. That aesthetic directly clashes with Winterfest. So instead of Winterfest feeling like it's the focus, it feels like it's fighting against the season theme. There's snow on the map, but it's very limited. The island still mostly feels like summer with Christmas decorations on top. In past Winterfests, the entire island felt transformed. Even just landing into a match felt festive. This year, Winterfest feels more like a background decoration than a full event. And this also brings me to OG mode, which honestly feels like a massive missed opportunity. OG Season 7 was by far one of the best seasons, and while the snow on the map still makes it festive, one of the greatest parts of that season was the entire map transforming into snow. The OG map this season was only fully snowy for one day, and that was Christmas Day. That's a huge issue, because Christmas Day is when a lot of people quite literally can't get on at all. People are traveling, spending time with family, or just away from their setups. So for a lot of players, they completely missed the one day where OG actually felt like Winterfest. Yes, the snow is coming back later, but that doesn't really fix the problem. Winterfest should feel special during winter. Keeping the snow longer would have made OG feel way more memorable. Instead, it felt like a tease of what's to come later. And the last main issue I have with Winterfest is the fact that this year it doesn't even feel like an event. It just feels like a checklist. You log in, you grab the reward for the day, maybe do a quest, and then log out. There's no anticipation, no excitement, and no feeling that something special is happening in-game. Older Winterfests felt like Fortnite actually changed for a few weeks. Even if you weren't grinding the game, you could still feel the holiday atmosphere just by playing a match. This year, Winterfest feels more like background content that you barely notice once you're in-game. There's also no defining Winterfest moment for this year. No gameplay mechanic that changes how matches feel, no Winterfest exclusive experience that people are going to remember, and nothing that makes you say, yeah, this is what Winterfest 2025 was about. Unless you're playing Delulu, because that's the only thing they decided to add this Winterfest, was 24/7 Delulu. It was great, but still, not enough. Because of that, There's no real reason to stay on the game longer than a few minutes unless you were already planning to do so anyways. Winterfest doesn't pull players in this year. It just exists. And that's a big problem, because Fortnite is known for making events feel special. Winterfest used to be one of those events. This year though, it honestly feels like Epic was just trying to check a box. And when you zoom out, it really starts to feel like Winterfest isn't a priority anymore. There's clearly more focus on item shop rotations, collaborations, and monetization than on making the event meaningful. Winterfest felt like something that Epic had to include, not something that they were genuinely excited to build. And players can tell when an event is being done at the bare minimum. You can see it in the community reaction. There's way less hype than usual. People are usually talking about Winterfest like it's something special, but this year, players are just saying, yeah, it's kinda mid. Even content creators don't seem as excited. In the past years, Winterfest sparked discussion, nostalgia, and excitement. This year, most of the conversation is about what it's missing. While Winterfest used to be a highlight of the Fortnite year, this year it feels like something you forget about once your rewards are claimed. So when you put everything together, it becomes pretty clear why this Winterfest feels weak. It's not just one thing, but a bunch of small things that all add up. The rewards don't feel as generous, the login systems are once a day, the map doesn't fully embrace winter, and OG mode had the perfect opportunity to save it, but it only lasted for a day. Winterfest just feels like something that exists while Fortnite focuses on everything else, and that's why so many players are disappointed. Not because Winterfest is terrible, but because we all know how good it used to be.